Hi, this is Alexandra with Beadaholique, here to show you how to make a wire-wrapped God's Eye. So here you see I have an earring that I completed that is just the wire version, and it's got 8 layers of 24 gauge wire on a 20 gauge frame with some 3mm Czech fire polish beads on there and a sweet little tassel. And so for this video, I want to create the pair to this earring that's a little bit upsized. It's got slightly larger beads, and we're going to be weaving the beads on as we go. So for that, let's begin by looking at our tools. I've got some flat and round pliers, cutters, 20 gauge wire, and 24 gauge wire. And these are size 11-0 Miyuki Delica seed beads in white and aquamarine, and some Czech fire polish beads. So to begin, I'm going to cut my wire. First, I'm going to cut 2 3-inch lengths of the thicker 20 gauge wire for my frame. And then I'll cut a 15-inch length of the 24 gauge wire for my wrapping. And to create the frame, I'm going to take my 2 thicker wire pieces, and one of them I'm going to come just shy of center and bend it over on itself, and then continue all the way around so the 2 arms are facing opposite each other. I've created a little coil in the center. And into that coil, I'm going to tuck the other piece of wire and pinch with my flat pliers to create a little bit of a grip. It won't be completely tight, but it will be my starting point. Get that tucked onto itself. Straighten it back out, and I've created my little X-shaped frame. And bringing my 24 gauge wire in, I'm going to tuck the tip of it around the center and coil as best I can to create a connection in the middle, coming around just twice. And again, it's not a completely tight connection, but it's my starting point there. Once I've got that in place, I'll clip my extra. And I'm ready to begin coiling around the arms. So on the first one, I'm going to come around once fully, and I'm ready to start adding my beads. And so the first layer is going to have 2 beads in each quadrant. So I'll add those on, and that fills the space pretty well. And I'm going to coil around the next arm, coming over the top and around. I'm going to come around twice. Doing 2 coils gives a nice amount of space between each layer of beads for them to lay straight. So here again, I'm going to add 2 more white beads and continue all around the inside once, coiling twice, and again. Bring those down to the center. Once and twice around. And I'm on my last little 2 bead section. Two coils. All right, so now I'm ready to add my first layer of blue beads, and that's going to be 4 beads in each quadrant. And here's where we see the lines begin to form. Again, I'm coiling twice, adding my next section. And I'll just keep adding 2 beads to each alternating row. And there will be 3 layers of each color for a total of six layers. The tassels add a really nice flare to the earring. Tassels are very summery, trendy, colorful. All right, so I've got my 4 rounds of blue, and now I'll start my next layer of white, and that's going to be 6 beads in each quadrant. So we'll start to see how these stack up against each other with 2 coils between. There's 6 beads. And as I go, I can start to bend the wires as I need to keep it in its square shape. I can even take my flat pliers to keep manipulating the frame to get a nice square going. Coiled, let's see, once, you have to coil 1 more time there and add 6 more beads. All right, and I'm just going to keep going, and once I get to the outer layer, I will come back with you and finish it off. We'll add the outer beads, hang the tassel, and attach the ear wire. So now that I've completed adding my last segment of 12 beads onto the wire, I'm ready to coil it and clip. Come around twice. Bring in my cutters, clip off that extra, and now what we're going to do is add a 4mm Czech fire polish bead to each of the arms of the piece. So I'll string that on, and then I'll create a simple wire loop by angling the wire straight off the bead, gripping with the tip of my tool, and wrapping like so. And clip the extra there. And use my flat plier to close it up. So I'll do that on each of 3 sides. And for the 4th arm, I'm going to be going in a different orientation to hang the tassel. So we'll see that when we get there. Another simple wire loop. Gripping with the tip, come around and clip. This just adds a nice bit of finish and sparkle. Here's my 3rd one. Flatten that out. And lastly, add on my 4th bead and do the simple wrap in the opposite direction. That will get the tassel hanging facing forward with the loop that it has on it. So I'll go ahead and open this loop and slide that on there. Give it a nice bright accent. There we go. And finally, just put on our ear wire. Open my loop to the side. Hang my ear wire by that loop there, and then what I'll do is take my round pliers and squeeze this portion shut to secure the earring on. So there you have the Zhara and the Barme God's Eye earrings. These project bundles, tools, and supplies are all available at Beadaholique.com. And also please subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching.